About 6 months ago or so, we did a review on a vacuum that a lot of you guys really liked. In fact, over 180 of you guys picked one of them up after the video. And it was of this Baseus cordless vacuum. I think the reason why so many people liked it was because it's quiet, charges via USB-C, has double power settings, has a light on it, some great attachments, and fits really easy inside of the glove box. But it does come with a price tag of $99 on Amazon. So because so many of you guys liked that, I wanted to show you guys their latest one that just came out. They just sent this to me. This is a smaller, much more affordable version of the other one. So if you don't need all the double settings for power and sucking ability, this guy right here might be another option. So we're gonna take a look at it today. We're gonna compare the two to each other. But remember, both of these are for kind of sticking inside of your car. Quick sucking up crumbs in the seat, down on the sides of your seats, in the carpet, things like that nature. So for this to be a good vacuum and for it to work, even though it's cheaper, it has to be able to still do the job. So what are we getting for the difference here? Because the price tag difference, $35 versus $99. So what are we giving up? Let's find out. So first off, we'll start with the unboxing. Why is unboxing so fun, even if it's, a vacuum? On one side of it, we get the actual vacuum itself. And in the second little box comes with, looks like the accessories and charging cord. So, first impression right off the box, this is probably 3 times heavier than this one. This one's made out of what feels like aluminum, I think it was, and this one is plastic. Again, this is the budget vacuum. This is not the Mac Daddy. This is the, I don't want to pay 99 bucks for a vacuum in my car, but I do need a vacuum, so what are my other options? Well, that's what this vacuum is coming in to be, which doesn't really matter if it does the job. I mean, why would you pay more if you can pay less and still get the job done that you need? This one also charges by USB-C. As far as batteries, the larger one here goes for 45 minutes on a full charge, whereas the one we're looking at today, the smaller, less expensive one here, goes for 25 minutes on a full charge, which, I mean, you're probably not vacuuming for longer than that anyway. On the larger one here, if you press and hold the button, a light turns on. On the less expensive, if you press and hold the button, nothing. So there's no light on that one. On the larger one, if you press it once, you got a low mode, press it again, and it goes a high mode. On the little guy, you press it once for on, press it once for off. Also on level 1, the larger one, I think because of the steel casing, the aluminum casing is a lot quieter than the plastic one. The plastic not keeping in much of the sound. Here's a difference. Here's level 1. Watch when I turn on this other vacuum. You actually hear it over top of the other one. Even on level 2, you can still hear it. So in terms of sound, the larger one, the heavier, more solid one is definitely quieter than the newer one. However, that may not mean much to you. It's just a vacuum. No one expects it to be silent, but it's just something to note. So now if you want to remove and clean the actual filter and empty it out, this one's really simple. You just sort of twist the top here and pull out this little container on the larger one, and then you can just pinch on the bottom here and the filter comes out. It's completely washable. Then you can twist and actually see the filter there, the strainer, both there, both washable, easy to clean. Put it back together, pops it right in, and of course you just kind of dump out all the remains from this little container right here, but it's got its own kind of separate compartment that is removed, and when you put it back in again, you just put it in, twist, locks it in place. Now the less expensive, smaller guy here is a little bit different how it works. There's actually a button right here on the very top, where what you do is when you press it, it pulls out the container, so it's still nice. You can take this off of the vacuum, take it into your house or wherever, and then when it's time to remove the filter to clean it as well, you can take it out, you just kind of grab it, just kind of rubber sticks on in there, and you can rinse this out into the sink, get that nice and clean, put it back in. It does not have a strainer around it like the more expensive one does, but it does have a filter and it does have a removable compartment. Put it back on, you just come in here just like you took it off, just in reverse, and it snaps back on really easily. So convenience wise, in terms of like getting it on and off, it's definitely got the same factor as the other one. You just gotta keep in mind that you are buying something that is $35 rather than $99, so the quality of it is gonna feel different than this really amazing and impressive one that I've been using now for 6 months. So let's take a look at the tools. Now the larger vacuum comes with this really nice piece right here where you can press and slide this in and out if you want to not have the bristles there, so it's really adjustable. And the new one comes with the exact same piece, so they both have that in common. However, one thing that makes this one stand out quite a bit is that it also comes with this little piece here. What you can do with that is tuck it in down under here, and then it actually blows out this end, which is really convenient for getting in beside your seats and everything, which I found is something that I've used a lot. Whereas the new one does not do that. Instead, it is just where it gets air from the vacuum, or sends out air from the vacuum. So there's no actual way to use this to blow air out. It just sucks air in. And the more expensive one also comes with a bag, which this one does not. So again, maybe not that big a deal. You're gonna simply take this thing and put it into your glove compartment or your center console if it'll fit. Now in terms of size, there's definitely a difference in size. There's a difference of about 2 inches. And so this one's gonna fit in a lot more places that the larger one isn't going to fit. And I mean, as I'm holding these more, I mean, just the feel of these, the fact that this is so much heavier becomes quite relevant pretty quickly. So to use the tools in this, you just take and stick it right inside the top here like that. Just kind of pulls in there nice and stiff there. And then again, you got the adjustments and you can get around in there. We're gonna go test this out in my car here shortly to see if it actually can pick up little things like crumbs and like hair follicles and just stuff like that off the carpet, which is one of the big parts of it. But you know, something tells me that this one's really going to shine on things like cleaning the vents inside of your car, cleaning your dash, cleaning around your steering wheel, how, you know, stuff kind of gets all in there, cleaning in your cup holders, stuff like that. I'm guessing that this one is going to struggle a lot more with cleaning stuff off the carpet. So one area where I have used these things a ton is when I'm cleaning things like the keyboard of my desk. Dust just settles all over in places like an office. So being able to just use the bristles here and get down and clean all my keyboards, even getting in here on my mounts, cleaning all this up, it just makes a job really fast. It's just an alternative for going in and just using wipes to clean this up, which of course leaves residue and all that. So I've used this a ton for just cleaning up stuff like that. I've even cleaned my screen with it. I don't think that's really recommended, but the ultimate test is going to be in the car, so let's go out there. So inside of the car, I tried to get it pretty much everywhere I would use even my other vacuum, and I was actually quite impressed. I didn't think it was going to be able to pull stuff off of the carpet, but as you can see, I had to go over it a couple times, but I've had to do that with all the vacuums I've tested. Overall, I think it did a pretty impressive job. I had no issue cleaning up the floor mats, which is great because that is something that I use the vacuum for the most. It made a quick job of the dash, picking up all the little dust particles with no issue. It easily picked up all the dust off of my screen and other little areas inside of my console. It picked up all the little crumbs that were tucked down inside of the seats, which was no surprise, and all the loose crumbs that my children dropped down behind their car seats, it was able to pick up as well. These little vacuums are really good at getting into small places, and this vacuum was no exception. And of course, as expected, it fits perfectly inside of the glove box, making it super convenient and easy. And if you have a Tesla that has a USB-C port inside of the glove box, you can also charge while it's sitting in there. So of course we had to put the vacuum through a little obstacle course. So we started off here with some pine needles, followed by some fishy crackers that were smashed up, as well as some different size little pebbles. So right off the bat, the pine needles sucked up no problem. The fishies went up no problem as well. That was no big deal. And then the rocks, which I thought would be a challenge, went right into the vacuum as well. Now at the end, I did notice that they were all kind of stuck on the top of the vacuum, never made it into the container because of the little rubber flap there that keeps stuff from coming out of the container, but just pushing them through with your finger caused them to go all the way in. And this is actually still quite impressive because it was able to suck up those rocks even though these fishy crackers had been all kind of stuck right there. It was pulling through them all. So overall, pretty good pass. So the question then, you have two vacuums to choose from, one $35, one $99. Who is which vacuum for, and is it worth paying the extra money for the more expensive one? Well, I would say that in terms of does it clean your car, the answer to both of them is yes. So if you're just looking for a vacuum that you can keep in your glove box that holds a charge for a pretty decent amount of time and that vacuums up the majority of what you're going to need vacuumed up in your car, you can get that done for $35, absolutely. Now, if you want like a better job, being able to blow out crumbs and stuff stuck in cracks and different parts of your car, this one's the only one that's going to do that, the $99 one. If you want a light that can help you see and detect some of these places underneath of your seat and stuff, where this one you're not going to have that, this is the only one that's going to do that as well. And then this does have that second level sucking ability to suck up stuff that maybe this one can't do. Some areas that I found that made a difference is like in the little sliders that the chairs slide on, just to get down in there, that little bit extra sucking power does make that a little bit easier. However, I was so impressed with this. I actually did my entire car when I was filming this video and reviewing this, and I didn't have any complaints with what this was able to do. Either way, you're gonna get a vacuum that's gonna clean your car. One that does with a little bit more bells and whistles, makes the job a little bit easier, and probably gonna be a little bit cleaner with this one. But overall, they both do the job. So like any of the products I reviewed, down below in the description, you'll find all the information about these vacuums. Any discounts that are currently going on with them will be down below, as well as links for you and potential giveaways. Feel free to ask any questions you might have and leave a shout out if you happen to pick one of these up yourself. Thanks for watching this product review, and we'll see you next week.